My name is Paola, this is my dad Luis, and this is our story.
I was diagnosed in January 2024.
I had just finished med school and my parents called me to tell me that my dad was feeling really bad and that he had a pain in his chest, and I told them to go to the ER thinking that it was probably a heart attack. So they went to the ER and it was not a heart attack, but they told him he had a lesion in his rib and that his back was pretty damaged. So they did a biopsy on his rib in El Paso, diagnosed him with multiple myeloma. So my parents moved to Houston and then I moved to Houston with them because I wanted to be there to support them and live that experience with them, not have them be alone because it can be pretty daunting.
It was a big surprise. We were in good shape. All of a sudden, you were diagnosed with cancer. I remember sitting at my bed at the hospital when they told me that, and we knew that it was going to be a long road. We're a family of 7 kids, so you can imagine, when we had to tell them, and we had to move, so we had to leave our house, and it was a huge change. All of a sudden, everything stopped.
It definitely brought us closer together, just living those moments where you have to really focus on what's important, which is health and general well-being, mental health, physical health, and you kind of just forget about the rest of the world, The whole team at MD Anderson was just amazing, to be honest. We are very grateful for them. They really helped us out and they made everything less scary, I would say.
You were talking about care. Well, the caregiver, my wife, total 100% support. And we had a lot of help also from our church, and from a caregiving standpoint, we had what we needed. If you are going to or want to get better, just stand up. Stand up regardless of the pain. Stand up and walk. And I remember my wife telling me the first time that I stood up, the best advice that I had. And she told me, Luis, like Lazarus, get off the bed and stand up. And I did. I stood up and started walking. And I didn't think about dying or not. My wife and I talked. And the advice that she gave me said, Luis, you have lived for 74 years. You had a great life. And I did. Thank God and the people are there taking care of you that you might have one more day. And that's the way I took it. And that's the best advice that I had.
As a caregiver, the best advice I received was do things that make you happy and remember to keep yourself in mind as well, because you cannot care for someone if you're not doing well yourself.
HealthTree, for me, it's Paola.
No.
Honestly, she got me involved in a lot of the resources that HealthTree has and puts out of reach. From the university, from sharing and knowing and finding out about the experiences of other patients, and all the knowledge that she was able to acquire there with HealthTree, with you, and that she shared with me. Paola was there on my side, reading to me and sharing with me what she had learned. And it is a tremendous support. One of the things I should mention is that if your family wants to get involved and they want to know about your disease, this is a fantastic source for them. if you want to learn in a thorough way about your disease and what you do in the moment, and Paola is mentioned on a day-to-day basis and how you treat it, and finding out that there are options, and not only for your disease, but there are, and you see it through other patients that share their experience, options in life. How do you want to live your life from now on? It is a given that your life has changed forever. Your life structure, but your life hasn't stopped. And if you ask me what I have learned from HealthTree, it's exactly that. My life hasn't stopped. Whether I live 1 or 2 or 200 days or 3 or more years, I can find the options to have a better life with all my restrictions.
I think that for me, my favorite resources that are available in HealthTree are definitely HealthTree University, which taught me about multiple myeloma, and CureHub, which is like the best way to track my dad's labs. He's getting treated in like 3 different hospitals. And in HealthTree CureHub, it's the only place that we can actually see all of the labs in the same place and actually see the trend of if they're rising or if they're falling. And I think that the other resource I would share is probably community, because that's where my parents like to see what other patients are up to, what is bothering them, or what is they're talking about, different medicines that they mention. And it just builds an online community, which is something that since we've moved back home, we don't really have physically anymore, but now we have it online thanks to HealthTree. I wish I would have known that everything was going to be okay because there was definitely days where I didn't see very much hope. So if I would have just been, or if I would have just had that affirmation that everything was gonna turn out fine, I think that would have been very helpful in some dark days.
I have to share with you that there was not a single day that I thought that I was going to die or not. I didn't care. I knew that if my time was ended, that it was fine. If it was not, it was coming from the guidance of something greater than I am, and that we are, number 1. Number 2, follow your doctor's instructions. I see, and I stopped, researching the internet and advices about what to take or not, and going somewhere, to India or this place. I'm not saying that you should not do it, but you asked me about my advice. My advice is follow your doctor's instructions. Find an expert. Find the right oncologist. Find an expert in treatment. Find the right hospital that will treat you with that. And follow the instructions. Whether you have some side effects because you take some medication in the beginning, well, cure is not for free. And you're going to suffer some. But if this is going to help you in the long end, then you have to go up with it. Get support from your family and support your family. The best way of supporting your family when you are in a situation like this is that they see you in a positive way. You know that you are there already and you're sick. And if you're negative and you think that you're going to die every day and you are mad with the world and with everybody and everything because you got this, then you're going to make their lives miserable. Don't ever, ever give up. Lift your head and face this in a tough way. There are choices. There are ways of living better, whether you're going to have 20 years or 1 year or whatever you have. Try to live to the best of your ability, whatever it is right now. That's what I'd like to share with you.